Hey there, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a sourdough apple pie. To get started, we're going to start with the crust, and we're going to do 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of white whole wheat flour in our mixing bowl. Then we are going to add up a 1/2 cup of oat flour. That's just oats ground up in a blender. Then we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder. Be sure to use the one that is aluminum free, here pictured in this red can. So go ahead and get that kind of mixed up in your mixing bowl. And then we're going to go ahead and add 3/4 cup of lard, coconut oil, or butter. Once you get your lard in there, then go ahead and put your mixing bowl and attach it to your mixer with your dough hook. Put your hook down and pulse it several times until you get your lard or butter incorporated really well. You may have to do as pictured and scrape it off of the hook a time or two. Then we are going to do my famous trick if you've ever cooked with me before. Add your water, which in this case is a 1/4 cup of water, to your measuring cup, and then add your 1/2 cup of sourdough starter that's needed here. By doing this, you keep the starter from sticking to the measuring cup and it comes out clean. This is my little party trick that I like to share with people whenever I'm in the kitchen. So go ahead and add that to your flour and lard mixture and mix it until you get a dough ball that comes away from the sides of your mixer, just as in this video. Then we are going to take our dough ball, add your dough ball to a mixing bowl with a lid and allow to ferment per THM regulations. Once you have fermented for 7 hours on the counter or 24 hours in the fridge, or a combination of both, I like to do the 24 hours in the fridge, but to each their own. Once you have completed the fermentation time, then go ahead and cut your dough ball into 2, and I like to measure those to kind of get an equal weight. This recipe does make 2 crusts. Okay, so now we are going to work our dough, start to work it. It's very cold, so as you work it, it will become more pliable. And then we're going to dust your surface with a little bit of flour and your rolling pin if need be, and go ahead and roll that out until you get a good circular dough. It doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be exact, but just roll it until you get a good circle. Once you have gotten your dough pressed out into a good circle, it's not really even a circle here, but go ahead and wrap that onto your rolling pin, and we are going to put it in our pie dish. Okay, this just kind of helps you put it on there. Don't worry if it breaks. As you can see, mine has broken a couple places. It just pinches right back together. So go ahead and put your crust in your pie dish, and then we are going to cut off the excess depending on what you're doing. I did take a little bit too much off in some places, but that's okay. It worked out just fine. So don't be afraid of messing up. Okay, so go ahead and cut those edges off, and then set your pie crust to the side. We are going to go ahead and get started with our apple pie filling. To get started on your apple pie, you need 3 to 6 Pink Lady apples. Go ahead and core and chop your apples until they are small, fine pieces. I like to use the apple core, and then I also like to use this apple or chopper. You can chop anything in here. It's amazing. So if you don't have one, you need to go ahead and get yourself one of them. Anyway, so go ahead and get your apples chopped. Once you have your apples chopped, then we're going to go ahead and add our apple slices to a bowl. And we are going to toss that with 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice and set it to the side. Allow that mixture to kind of sit there while we heat up our butter in the skillet. So here we go. We're going to add our butter to the skillet and allow it to start melting. Once your butter starts melting, then you're going to put it to like a medium heat on your stove. And then you're going to go ahead and mix in your sweeteners, your gentle sweet, and your golden monk fruit. Get that mixed in really well and incorporated. Then go ahead and add your water. Then once you get your water mixed in there, then we're going to go ahead and add our baking blend. Then add your cinnamon. Once you get all of your dry ingredients mixed into your butter well, then we are going to go ahead and add in our apple slices. Now, once you get all of this combined, we are going to let it cook and come to a beautiful simmer. You really kind of want it to cook down and cook until it's about half. As you can see here, our apples have cooked down until they are a nice golden caramely color. Now we are going to go ahead and turn the heat off, set those to the side, and allow them to cool for a little bit. Once they've cooled, go ahead and add them to your pie crust. Now, once you get your apple pie filling in your pie crust, then you can go ahead and roll out the top of your pie crust. Go ahead and roll that out. Do the same for that as far as the flour on the counter goes. Dust a little bit of flour on the counter to make it workable. You don't want this to stick. Roll it out until it is a good round pie shape. And then we are going to use our rolling pin again to get our pie crust over on top of our pie. Place your rolled out pie crust on top of your pie and kind of seal down the edges. Then we're going to go ahead and take those scissors and cut around the edges again. Also, while you've got your scissors, you want to cut some little slits into the top of your pie crust so that way it can vent. Once you do that, then we are going to place our pie crust in the oven, our preheated oven, at 375 degrees, and we are going to bake for 35 to 45 minutes or until golden brown. This will depend on your oven and how fast it bakes. I like to also put my apple pie on a tray so that way if for any reason it does bubble over the inside, then I've got that covered and it doesn't get on my stove. So there is our beautiful pie. I hope that this video encourages you to get in the kitchen and make a delicious sourdough apple pie and share it with your family. If you'd like, go ahead and top it with a little squirt of fat-free Ready Whip and enjoy. I hope you all will join me in my kitchen again someday. See you later.